right, welcome to episode 10 of the Knoxville Financial Q&A. I'm your host, Brian.
I'm Paul.
And today's topic.
Today's topic is not necessarily a question that anybody sent in, but it's something that we've been hearing more and more. Basically, can AI replace a financial advisor? And so, Brian, what do you think? Can AI replace a financial advisor?
I would say not exactly, but it makes a wonderful assistant.
For me, it's this, okay? And unfortunately, I've been through this several times, and it's never a good scenario, but basically, Mr. Jones unexpectedly passes away. Mrs. Jones comes in. She's grieving. She's crying. She doesn't understand what the heck just happened to her. She's all by herself at this moment, and she just wants to know if she's going to be okay financially.
Mm-hmm.
And so I sit there, I'll hold her hand, and we'll just basically let her know that she's going to be fine. Go ahead and be with your family. Go ahead and do the things you need to take care of, and let me take care of the money side of things. But just know you're going to be fine. And to me, that is something that AI cannot replace.
AI can't give you a hug, last time I checked.
Very important to understand, like, AI is good at some things, like basic investment concepts and stuff like that. If you're wanting to learn, if you're younger and just starting out, fine. AI is good.
And you said it, I think AI is a great teacher. It's a great resource. It can help you pinpoint things. I do think that the one thing that AI kind of breaks down is it's only as good as the questions you ask or the prompts that you give it. And I think that's also where, like, you have to know. And I think we even talked about this the other day briefly. It was just like, if I go to AI and I say, how do I replace my transmission? And it gives me a step-by-step. It's one thing to give me the step-by-step and the pictures. It's another thing to crawl underneath the car and look at what you have to do and go, take off bolt.
Right.
Which one? And I think that matters. I think that comes down to, like, it's great at giving you the ideas, but execution still has a breakdown there.
If you are Mr. Jones, who in this case did the proper thing by at least working with a financial advisor and probably set up Mrs. Jones for being in a good position. And by the way, we try to include both spouses in all of our conversations.
Almost all the time.
But either one or the other is managing the money for the most part. So, but I think if you're doing it on your own and you're relying on AI to guide you through it, and you leave your spouse in that position, you didn't plan properly.
I would agree. But I read this thing. I'm going to bring it up briefly. I read this thing on social media the other day, and it was like 6 prompts to fire your financial advisor. And I just thought this was, a great little scenario. And it was talking about Social Security timing on when to withdraw. This was just one of them. It said, based on my birth year of XXX, it said earnings history, and you're supposed to paste or, insert your summary. My spousal situation, my health or longevity outlook. Should I claim at 62 full retirement age or 70 or another age, and show the cumulative breakdown points and estimated lifeline totals. Without having somebody feed you all that information, how would you know to ask that? And that was just one. The next one was like, they called it a healthcare bridge plan. And all this is great information, but it was build a year-by-year healthcare funding plan from now until Medicare begins at 65, include ACA subsidies, optimization, HSA contributions, estimated premiums by state, and worst-case out-of-pocket buffers. Here's my age. Here's the planned income, and paste or insert documents.
Perfect timing for this video, because just yesterday on WBIR, which is our Channel 10 here in Knoxville, our NBC local news
affiliate, yeah.
Yeah, they posted a story, and I'll put the link down below. The title of it is OpenAI says its AI technology acted on its own in an unprecedented hack of another company, which, by the way, just happened to be another AI company.
So AI hacked AI?
Exactly. So if you want to load your financial documents up to AI. And by the way, what is it? OpenAI, that's ChatGPT essentially.
Yeah, same
right?
thing. Yeah.
You want to put your documents up there, go for it.
It kind of proves the point. It's like all of that is really good information. It's really good stuff. I think if you had somebody and you brought, and even if your financial advisor knew to ask prompts in that detailed, you probably could figure it out without having to be so detailed on the questions and probably get together a good plan. Not only that, we also have our own tools that we could use and use that as just an outside resource. But yeah, I think the majority of it is, could you do it? Sure, maybe. I think some of that is, we have a healthy distrust of government and a healthy distrust of people, but yet we trust AI.
Yeah.
I think AI is great. I think it can do, I think the biggest thing is it just helps to speed up the tasks at hand.
Yep.
I think if you use it for anything other than that, you're kind of missing the point. It's meant to be the assistant, not the primary.
Yeah. I think one of the biggest issues that AI can't solve is managing emotions during market volatility.
Why do we have entire segments of behavioral analysis or behavioral finance?
There's no quicker way of running a retirement plan or a portfolio.
It's fact. Yeah, it's a fact. I also think about what role should AI play in planning? I think especially if you're paying, hourly for advice, or if you've got a planner that does planning only, maybe it could help you collapse or save some of your questions to be more of hey, here's what I've got, verify it. That could be a good tool to use.
Yeah.
I think that's where it really plays a role. I think if you've got somebody in you could, money management, if you're really, really good, or you've got a pretty good, solid grasp on money management, you could use it to assist you with a lot of things. But yeah, as far as actual planning, you're right. Human emotions, AI probably breaks down as soon as we start having emotions. They're like, what are you doing? What is wrong? How do you address that? Yeah.
Yeah, and then other issues is AI giving you advice in a fiduciary capacity? Can you legally hold AI responsible for bad investment advice?
There will be people that try, for sure.
For sure. But good luck with that. If you relied on AI for your investment advice and turn around and try to sue it, then it's on you.
There's a reason why it actually says that a lot of because we even tried some of this on just some of our prompts. It basically says, here's my response, but verify with a professional. There's a reason why it says that, because it absolves it from any liability whatsoever.
Also, AI can't coordinate attorneys and CPAs for complex planning cases.
When it can't transact. It can't money manage. It can't, you can't type into ChatGPT, hey, I need 10 grand to cover this, shortfall for my retirement. Can you liquidate that 10 grand and move it into my account?
Right.
You can do that on your own, but yet again, most people, why do we go, why are there mechanics? Why are there people that cut hair? Why are there a restaurant? We're perfectly capable of creating our own dishes. Why do we go to restaurants? Some days I don't feel like cooking. Human emotion. Some days I don't feel like cleaning dishes. Human emotion. So we have entire industries built around just human emotion.
Yep.
To me, it's it's weird to think of that. And we tip them 20%. All right, so all that being said, we put together a little list of when would be good to use AI and then when would be good to use a financial advisor. So when would be good to use AI?
Yeah, your finances are relatively straightforward.
Fair.
You want help understanding retirement accounts or investing basics. You want to estimate how much you need to retire. You like and have time to manage your own investments. You're looking for a low-cost planning tool. By the way, we don't charge for planning anyway.
Yeah, it can help with estimating retirement savings. A lot of people just don't have a target to shoot at, so they just either don't shoot at a target or they just flounder. So just having a target would be helpful. They can help model different retirement strategies as they age. That's a good one too. And then comparing Roth versus traditional contributions on which one would be beneficial. That would be pretty good. Yep. Building a withdrawal strategy. I think that's where a lot of 401ks break down because they offer no help whatsoever. So just having a withdrawal strategy. I think stress testing is important. You know, they can stress test between inflationary environments. I mean, most people don't even know what inflation is. I think they do now that we've it's been talked about more probably in the last 10 years than ever before. And then looking at how their portfolio compares versus various market returns. But when should they use a financial advisor?
So on this list, we have you're approaching retirement within about 10 years, let's say. You have substantial investments or multiple retirement accounts. You own a business. That brings its own bunch of complications sometimes. You have a pension, stock options, or rental properties, which is another messy situation in some cases. Your tax situation is complicated. You're planning on an inheritance. You and a spouse have different retirement goals. That's a biggie. It's probably something you don't think of, but it's more common than you think.
Yes, for sure.
And then the last one on there is you want ongoing portfolio management.
It's only as good as the information you feed it. So it's a great assistant. This goes back to our original thought. It's a great assistant. It's probably not the good primary.
In this little conversation that we've had during making this little video here, one of the things that popped up in my mind is if you're relying on AI to basically create a portfolio for you, right? AI is owned by tech companies, which is owned by individuals who may have certain interest in certain companies doing well. I'm not saying this is what's happening, but it could be. And I don't know for sure.
Hey, we've all watched Terminator. We know how this ends.
But let's say that portfolio recommendations are based on those companies that, these guys have major significant holdings in.
Sure. Yeah, it could skew information.
And you can't there's no legal recourse on those recommendations if you're using AI.
It's what we'd call a conflict of interest.
A little bit of a conflict of interest.
Yeah.
And that goes back to what we said before about, AI is not working as a fiduciary in giving investment advice, whereas we are. So these are, again, that's a conspiracy theory in my own mind at the moment.
Things to think about.
Right. But it could be a possibility. I wouldn't doubt it. Anyway, so, if you want to use AI for your financial planning, go for it.
Wear it out.
Yep. If you don't and you want some financial advisors who are willing to help you in your situation, whatever that might be, we're here. So I guess with that said,
Signing off.
Signing off.